But all right, good morning, everyone. This is Tamiya Robles. I am the creator of this group, Credit and First Time Home Buyers Plug. I am the owner and creator of Fix My Credit Now, 850.com, if you don't already know. I am also the founder of a nonprofit organization called The Movement. So if anyone's interested in becoming a movement member, we are nationwide. We are constantly growing like every day. So that's very exciting. If you want more information, let me know. If you want to donate to our non-profit, let me know. We are definitely community-based organization. We're here to help the people thrive. We're basically a one-stop shop if they need help with education, finances, veteran affairs, teachers affairs, seniors, outreach. We got a lot going on. So real estate, commercial real estate, property investment, business, like we're good, you know what I mean? So jump on that, like I said, we're nationwide. Good peoples, we're definitely good peoples. But anywho, that's my introduction. I'm gonna do a lot more lives like this and getting people involved. My customer base is rapidly growing quickly, and I do appreciate that. But I'm a huge nerd. I always want to know why to something. And basically the reason why is because if you haven't noticed, this whole credit game, whether it's with the lenders, whether it's with credit repair, with the new FICO 10, it's a lot of changes. The banks have changed. Everything that was happening in the past is changed, is altered. Everything is becoming computer generated now. Loans are being approved and rejected by computers. And it's concerning. I have a guy in PNC that I go to when I'm signing my people up for business credit and creating business accounts for them. Him and I had a very long talk, and he was basically telling me how to properly get people approved, and how I was doing it before it's just not working for any of the big banks. I usually could just go online, fill out applications, say all the right things, say the right data points, get approved. That's not working anymore, people. That's not it anymore. Now, I know a lot of y'all are, let me make sure y'all can hear me. Hold on for a second. I see my mouth moving on Facebook. Oh, okay, so y'all should be able to hear me. So, okay, hold on. So, I know that a lot of people in this group are either real estate agents or mortgage lenders, which is super cool. Thank you. I am a credit repair specialist, expert, if you will. I am going to stay in my own lane. So I'm not going to necessarily harp on what underwriters are approving and not approving. I'm not going to talk too much in depth about that. I will talk about it just a little, only because it does affect me, because it affects the customers that are coming over to me. My clients are usually trying to get a home, refinance, things like that. A large portion of my clients are, once I fix their credit, they get their home, they then go get their car, and then they get credit cards, and then they want business credit, and so on and so forth. But usually the first thing first is usually the house. Like my guy, Donnell Williams, his program, the house in the car, amazing program. That's something I talk to my clients about all the time. So I can't talk too much about what the mortgage lenders are doing, but what I can say is this FICO 10 and this FICO 10T, I'm going to keep talking about it until more people cross over, until you can get your clients to cross over, okay, is something serious. It's preventing a lot of people from getting approved for any sort of credit, right? People that had good credit before, now you have fair credit. Your score is dropping. This is the FICO 10T. Now what lenders are saying is, oh, we're not worried about the score anymore. We're worried about the overall credit profile. Let me explain to you what that really means. They're saying that the data points have changed now that for when you apply for a home, when you get credit cards, when you try to get business credit, right? A lot of people I have to get business credit for a lot of people. Everything has changed. So what they're saying is, okay, you have a high score, but let's analyze everything about your credit profile. How much revolving credit do you have? How many overall accounts do you have? Do you have a lot? Do you have a little? I mean, I'm trying to be very vague about this, not trying to confuse you guys too much, but they're going into further detail. Do you have any late payments? How old are the late payments? Do you have any collections, charge-offs? I understand you have a 750 credit score, but how much credit have you had? And how old is it? Is it aged credit? They want to know these things now on the personal side before they determine whether or not they're going to approve you. So yes, before having high credit would have been great. Now it's not about the score anymore, not just about the score. The score used to be the most important thing. Now it's just one of the many deciding factors. Okay. Hopefully you guys can understand that. Hopefully you lenders out there can explain that to your customers, especially the ones that really need a house, are really gung-ho, think they got all the answers, and they come to you like, yeah, we're good, we're ready to get a house, and then they're not. You have to explain these things to them or send them over to me or another credit repair specialist, but these lenders are not going to explain any of this. The game has changed drastically, okay? You guys got to do something about it. You should do something about it quickly, as quickly as possible. The reason why is because they released this FICO 10 and 10T early. There's never been a credit scoring systems with two models. Okay, I mentioned that before. And then not only that, there's never been a FICO score that goes in the past, that goes backwards in time and judges you. That's going to be a problem. This FICO 10, this FICO 10T was a tester, and a lot has changed. A lot has changed. Credit repair. I want to talk about a few things. Credit repair. Okay, love it or hate it, it's necessary. Whether you do it yourself, whether you go through me, whether you go through someone else, do something. Okay. I do things differently. Be realistic. Be realistic with your time. Be realistic with yourself. If you're going to do it by yourself, I'm so sorry, my hair looks crazy. If you're going to do it yourself, it's going to be frustrating. Yes, it's going to be time consuming. Yes, it will be. But this is a necessity if you plan on purchasing a house, if you plan on getting credit cards, if you plan on increasing your credit score. Okay, so let's first talk real quick about doing it yourself. Okay, you could watch a ton of videos. Everybody's going to have their own versions. Everybody's going to have their own version of how to do credit. Okay, I don't do credit repair like your next person. Okay, I don't do it the old school way. I'm always ahead of the game, on top of stuff, right? But if you're doing it yourself, really take the time and the energy to study and to practice. Okay, the old school way does not work anymore. Right? The 609 letters and all of that does not work anymore. Even my method, like I always tell y'all, I'm big on, I'm a factual disputer. As a factual disputer, I just basically look at your credit report and just look at what the information they're providing and making sure it matches up with the law, right? That's starting not to work as well as it used to before because there's a lot of factual disputers out there. There should be more, but everybody's so busy cutting corners. But I still get a ton of deletions. I'm showing you guys results all the time. Okay, so there's that. Now, It's gonna cost you some money. You have to accept that. You have to understand that you're paying for stamps, you're paying for ink. If you're printing your stuff out, if you're handwriting them, that's a lot of letters you have to write. If you're sending it out certified mail, that's money, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Now, if you decide to hire a credit repair specialist, you're going to pay money, just period. Just like any service that you pay for, that you have, you're paying someone. All right. Now, some credit repair specialists cost more than others. Some credit repair specialists, they steal your money, some don't, some do. Like, and some customers say that their money was stolen. I don't like to speak on others, but I just know personally, sometimes clients are just lying because they were broke and they want their money back later on. And then, the person you were considering, you've now changed your mind because of that one person that's like, oh, they're a thief. Like, just do your research on people. But you're going to have to pay either way, right? Now, if you come through me, if you go to me with credit repair, just by law, I can give you a free consultation. Everybody gets a 30-minute free consultation. Realistically, a lot of y'all just call me whenever you feel like it and talk my head off and try to absorb as much information as possible. And it winds up being longer than 30 minutes. I'm okay with that as long as I know that I'm giving you the proper information to help you make the best decision possible. All right, I gotta cut that out because time is money. Money is time as an entrepreneur. But for the most part, I give free consultations. I need to check your credit report. No matter if you go with me, if you go with another credit repair specialist, or if you do it yourself, you need to get your credit specifically from a company that will show you all three credit reports, right? So I am partnered with SmartCredit. That's very popular. SmartCredit's competitor is Identity IQ. You're going to have to pay a monthly subscription in order to look at your whole credit profile, whether you want to or not. If you want things done properly, then you're gonna have to pay for that subscription. Everybody's subscription is different. So if you come to me and you're like, hey, I'm trying to get a house, I'm trying to get a car, I heard you were amazing, which I am, right? And then I'm like, okay, so you have to sign up for SmartCredit, and the SmartCredit has to be active every month, so I can pull your credit report and check for differences and da da da. And you're like, whoa, I have to pay this much money. It's not a lot of money. That's just a report. I didn't even tell you about my services, right? And how much my services cost, depending on what's on your credit report, right? If you cannot afford credit repair, you can't afford to have credit, period. You can't afford your home. You can't afford your car. You can't afford your utilities. You probably can't afford a new job because jobs are checking credit now, right? You can't afford anything if you're going to sit here. And I know I don't pay attention to what other credit companies do per se, how much they cost, how they function, things like that. But what I do is I know for a fact is I am one of the cheapest out there, right? Now, I'm not in everybody's pockets. What may be cheap for you may not be cheap for the next person that understands. But look at all the debt that's on your credit report. Add that up and pay everyone back. And then come back and tell me if I was more affordable than you paying off all your debt. Exactly. Okay. So you're going to have to pay either way, whether it's you coming out of pocket because you're doing it yourself, whether you're paying me or you're paying another company. That's just what it is. I am now going to gracefully and respectfully talk about all the favors that I've done for a lot of people. You guys have to understand, I am a business. Just like y'all get up and go to work in the morning for a check. As an entrepreneur, we have businesses and multiple streams of income a lot of the times. So I don't mind doing favors for some. I don't have to, just because you know me and we're cool and you used to know me from back in the day. All right. Does not mean that you should not pay me. I need to keep the lights on in my house. I have a mortgage just like y'all, right? So please don't disrespect my craft. Take the discount if I'm giving you one. Just listen and follow instructions to the best of your ability, but this is a service, right? This is a paid service. All right, so now that we got that out the way, now here are a few things that I need to tell ya about. So we talked about credit changing. Sorry, I'm getting notifications. I gotta turn my phone off. Alrighty, so we talked about how credit is changing. We talked about FICO 10, FICO 10C, credit repair fees, right? Banks, I think I've spoken enough about it, but let me just be very clear. Banks are changing their data point system. They have changed it already. I'm sorry. In my opinion, this came about when the pandemic hit. When the pandemic hit, a lot of people that weren't able to get approved for homes were getting approved for homes based off their credit. People were home, they were able to take the time out to fix their credit, put themselves in a better situation. In my opinion, this is this FICO 10, FICO 10T, the banks changing up their data points, the credit card companies rejecting people that once would have been approved. I think a lot of that is in response to how many people were thriving during the pandemic. And it sounds really messed up. I don't hear anybody talking about this, but a lot of people don't care about why, they just want stuff. But in order to really understand what's going on, you have to know why, so you can know how to properly move in certain directions. So in my opinion, this is why. It was a snowball effect. Because before the pandemic, people weren't able to just get houses with better interest rates like this, with good interest rates. I even got my first home with a very low interest rate during the pandemic. I think it was the height of the pandemic, right? So banks are switching up, credit card companies are changing. Speaking of the pandemic, I know when the pandemic hit before, when it first hit, utility companies, a lot of them, a lot of overall companies, maybe your mortgage company, if you had a car note, your auto loan company, they were stating that, hey, if you were hit with the issues with the pandemic, let us know. If you can't make your payments, just write us a letter and we'll give you some chances and forgive you for a couple months. So from what I'm seeing right now, that may have been true during that time, but now the companies are going back and changing it from being current to late during those times, right? And so some of my newer customers, for example, have a woman, she thought she just had like a couple medical bills that needed to be removed. And then I looked at her credit and I saw that during the height of the pandemic, she had all these missed mortgage payments. And she brushed it off like, oh no, that's no big deal. They forgave it because of the pandemic. Everybody got this email saying, don't worry, if you miss your payment, it's okay. And she said it should be all current. And I'm telling her it's not. And so we're going back and forth because she didn't want to believe it. But the reality is they didn't honor, or they honored it at that time, but then a lot of these companies are taking it back and they're reporting that you're late. Were late during that time. Now, because of this new FICO scoring system, the FICO 10 and the FICO 10C, remember, they're going back 2 years. Okay, so if you were messed up 2 years ago and you were missing payments 2 years ago, your score is going to drop drastically. And this FICO 10, seriously, they're focusing on late reports more than ever. They always did, but now it might have been an 80, then it might have been an 85% score drop if he had a 30-day lateness. Now it's like 100, 120 plus for one 30-day late. So think about that. The mortgages, they're not forced per Fannie Mae. They're not forcing the loan officers to use the FICO 10, FICO 10C. In all actuality, mortgage lenders don't, they're not even at FICO 8 and 9. Mortgage lenders look at your oldest scoring system, and I talk about this in my video. They look at your FICO Classic, your FICO, what is it? FICO Classic, 5, 4, something like that. I usually have my chart up and then I go by my chart. So if you want to know, just look at some of my videos. Like I'll put a link up on YouTube with my other videos because I have a full chart of all of the credit scores and who it affects. All right, so the next topic is, what are you gonna do about all this, right? What's the plan? Fix your credit. Tell your clients to fix their credit. Having a mortgage on your credit looks amazing. It looks really good. It adds to mature credit. So I also encourage clients, even clients that I fixed their credit, they came to me with a lender. This happens a lot, by the way. So if you're a lender looking to do business with me and refer clients, thank you so much. But I am really good at what I do, and I'm very effective to the point that some of my clients, they just don't want to leave me. It's weird. And then they're like, you know what, forget it. I don't want a house anymore. I want X, Y, and Z. Just so you know, rest assured, I am a firm believer in fixing your credit and getting a house first. Everything else is irrelevant. Credit card, cars, whatever you're trying to apply for is nothing. Get a house. So even though they do get used to me, I do encourage them to purchase a home as needed. But get your credit fixed. Tell your clients they need their credit fixed. Send them over to me, right? I'll talk to them. I'm a very honest credit repair specialist. Okay. Get your credit fixed, purchase a home that looks great on your credit. It's basically telling lenders that you are trustworthy enough to be approved for $100,000 home, $500,000, however much the home was. That's a really good thing, right? They obviously want to make on-time payments with it, no missed payments, things like that. But once you're approved, then, especially while you know your credit is good, you got approved for a home, things like that, then start working on creating a business of your own. Get over to the business side. This personal credit thing is for the birds. It's not. Oh, I know I'm late. Thank you, Miss Castle, for telling me I'm all late with it, saying that you can hear me. I appreciate that. But I was on mute earlier, so I know y'all can hear me. But sorry, this is a long live, but y'all know how to use fast forward and pause and stuff. But anyway, I actually forgot what I was talking about. Oh, about starting a business. So for those that say, oh, I'm not business savvy, I like going into work and getting a check, things like that. That's good. I'm not knocking anyone. Anybody knows this is a judgment-free zone. I'm not telling y'all what to do. I'm just letting you know that this credit thing is not going to get any better. Okay. It's going to get worse on the personal side. On the business side, is where you want to be. There's less restrictions. You can do more. You can have more money on the business side. You can create multiple businesses. What you can't do is create multiple social security numbers. You understand? If you feel that you are not business savvy, or look at this. I always tell people your greatest investment, if you have any children, are your children, right? If you don't have any children, just turn to your family. I know you have a bunch of family members that have children, right? Invest in them, invest in your family, turn to your family. You may not be business savvy, but as a whole, as a group, as a family, you guys can create a business together, right? And take your best attributes and implement it into your business. Start a business is my point. Cross over. cross over as quickly as possible, because this scoring system is just going to get worse. It's going to be, credit is going to be obsolete. Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to believe it. I understand why, because people want their money out of y'all. I get it. I get it. But what's going to happen is you guys are going to keep further down the road, you're going to think, oh, I can just fix my credit the old fashioned way. I'll go to credit repair specialist the old fashioned way. And nah, it's not working. Nothing's being deleted now. You got to deal with all that now. So get on the business side, start a business. I don't care what the business is. It could be spiritual advisor. It could be a professional light flickering company. I don't know, grass cutter. It could be a corporation, and then you and your family have a whole bunch of companies under your corporation. Do something, get off the grid as quickly as possible. Then move all your debt on your personal side, move it over to your business, right? Little tip here. So when you do that, all your debt is looked at as paid on your personal side, and your credit score goes up. It'll go down and then eventually go up. But yeah, just basically have a plan, definitely, for your personal side. I think that's for the most part all I wanted to talk about. Oh no, I had some game for y'all. All right, so a couple of things. All right, so my newest client, who is absolutely amazing. I love my clients, and my clients are mad cool because it's like we get each other, right? Y'all get me, I understand y'all. And then I learn from y'all too. So this particular client, new client, I learned from him that, well, I kind of knew this already, but he's lived it and has been living it. And I wanted to share this with you guys. Try to open up as many credit union accounts as possible, especially if you're going for business credit. Even if you're going for additional personal credit, like after you purchase your home, of course, open up accounts with credit unions, okay? If they're small, no name credit unions, that's fine. Just understand the bigger the credit union and the more well-known it is, that you'll have, it's almost like they're equivalent to the big banks. Even local banks you may want to sign up for. The reason why is because they're small, they have they're smaller banks. They it's not like the rules are different, but they're easier to deal with and you get better approvals. Yeah. You know, obviously read. Why is this trying to cancel me out? Someone's trying to kick me out. Obviously read whatever it is you're writing about. I'm sorry, whatever it is you're trying to get, whatever loan you're trying to get, read the fine print and things like that. But for the most part, they're the way to go when you're trying to get loans. Credit cards, higher limit credit cards, they're just more flexible than the bigger banks. And if you guys are paying attention to the news, I don't really watch the news, but I have to, like I said, keep my ear to the streets when it comes to this profession. But you know, the Silicon Valley, right? That bank, banks are going out of business. The larger banks are going out of business. So that's pretty huge. And again, notice when it's happening. When is it happening? Right? It's happening after the pandemic. A lot of stuff happens during the pandemic. There was a lot of fraudulent stuff going on, PPP loan situations going on. Like a lot was going on, and a lot of banks were losing money due to, like, for example, a lot of fraud. So they had to go to court. That, I'm just saying, for example, there's a lot of other things. One of my lenders told me a couple months ago that some of their banks couldn't afford to honor mortgages that they were approving. It's a lot going on, man. Get on that business side. Another tip that he gave me is, he said that he recommends people applying for a Delta Community Credit Union. Okay, Delta is this is the same Delta airline company, so they have a credit union called Delta Community Credit Union. I will put that information up in the description. And also, if you're on the business side and you're looking to purchase a car on your business side, he recommended going to Nissan Loan. He said Nissan, their loan application is super simple, very easy to get. You need at least a 640 in personal credit. So you will be the personal guarantor, which is fine. I mean, you get more by being a personal guarantor. So anybody that's telling me like, oh, I found out I can get a loan without being a personal guarantor. Yes, you can, but you're not going to get the money that you're looking for. You know what I mean? You're probably getting at 30, 60, 90s, and that's pretty much it. Like if you want bigger money, big dollars, be the personal guarantor of your stuff. You'll be fine. Just get your score up. It's all about the credit at the end of the day. I guess now credit profile, let's just say, so get your credit profile together. But yeah, so that's some free game right there. But I'll go into more detail, a little bit more professionally, with a bit of background. You're gonna see some changes from me, like I said. But other than that, you guys have a good one. Again, if you're interested in becoming a movement member, you want more information about being a movement member or becoming a sponsor, we're definitely looking for sponsorships, or even donations, just let me know. My name is Tamiya Robles, Fix My Credit Now, credit expert. Check out my website, fixmycreditnow850.com, schedule a free consultation. If you're looking to refer clients over to me, just definitely let me know. I do have personalized referral links for you guys. I'm still almost there with my computer. I just have to take it to my old computer to a shop and see if they can pull out some of the information and put it on my new laptop. So I should hopefully be for real up and running 100% within the next 48 hours, but we'll see. But in the meantime, you guys have a great day. Thanks for taking the time out to listen. If you're listening to all this, or if you're fast forwarding, thank you for taking the time to do that. I appreciate you guys so much. All right, you guys have a good one. Bye-bye.